All right, welcome to This Explainer. Today we're diving straight into a really fascinating, deeply impactful initiative. We're going to be looking at how the Be-MigrAI project brings together three very distinct worlds: education, migration, and artificial intelligence. If you've ever wondered how cutting-edge tech can be applied to very real, very human societal challenges, you are definitely in the right place.
So let's start with a provocative question. Can a technology as advanced, and let's be honest, sometimes a bit intimidating as AI, actually create tangible, human-centric solutions for newly arrived migrants and refugees? It's so easy to think of artificial intelligence as just, chatbots or data processors. But what happens when we use it to actively build educational bridges? Well, to answer that, we first need to look at the ground reality. To really get why this AI solution matters, we have to empathize with the immense barriers that migrants and refugees actually face. We're talking about incredibly complex bureaucratic hurdles just to get basic paperwork sorted. Then there's the language barrier, which is often the very first wall newly arrived folks hit. Beyond that, there's a real scarcity of social support networks. Add in the sheer frustration of having professional qualifications from your home country go completely unrecognized, all while facing urgent economic pressures. It is a massive, multifaceted challenge.
And this is exactly where the Be-MigrAI project steps in. Be-MigrAI aims to build educational bridges and foster social inclusion, but it does so through the responsible, ethical, and human-centered use of AI. In this context, AI is not some distant sci-fi concept. It's positioned as a highly practical, everyday support tool to improve language learning, develop digital skills, and ultimately strengthen personal autonomy. It's all about using innovation to break down those exact barriers we just talked about.
Moving on to our next section, practical AI in action, specifically looking at everyday skills and job preparation.
Let's look at the Welcome platform, which is one of the incredible AI initiatives evaluated in the research. Here, AI and virtual reality simulate a highly realistic job interview. Imagine navigating a job interview in a foreign language. It is incredibly daunting. But here, individuals can practice their language skills and build confidence in a totally safe, low-stakes environment. They sit in front of a virtual panel of interviewers, answering common questions, and the responses can actually be recorded for a human coach to review later. It completely transforms the anxiety of interview prep into an empowering practice session.
And it even extends to practicing everyday cultural norms. Users can interact with virtual modules to choose the right professional outfit for an interview. They literally select items to dress a virtual mannequin and get immediate feedback on their appearance. This bridges a massive cultural gap, helping people understand exactly what is expected in the host country's labor market, which, as we know, can vary wildly from their home country. It's just a perfect example of using tech to build functional life skills.
But beyond those virtual reality interviews, AI acts as this fantastic complementary resource in the broader learning journey. It helps practice essential everyday conversations, like how to confidently book a medical appointment. It can generate personalized reading materials tailored to a learner's exact language level. And because real resumes contain sensitive personal data, AI can instantly whip up fictional CVs for classroom practice. It assists in learning basic vocabulary and gives immediate, low-anxiety feedback. It's basically a tireless assistant, helping learners navigate everyday life.
All right, Section 3, Humans First. Let's talk about the complementary role of AI.
Now, this is probably the most crucial point of the whole explainer. Artificial intelligence does not and will never replace human teachers, trainers, or social workers. The AI assistant is just there to draft materials, brainstorm solutions, and handle those administrative tasks instantly. But the human teacher? The human provides the empathy, the moral oversight, the critical decision-making. AI is simply a complementary resource helping professionals personalize learning for the incredible diversity of their students. The agency absolutely must remain with the human.
As the project highlights, we must always keep a human in the loop. We have to evaluate these AI models before, during, and after deployment to ensure they actually work as expected. Technology is a tool, right? We have to make sure it functions practically and inclusively for everyone. By actively monitoring the AI, we keep that vital ability to override automated systems. We must be the ones making the final call. So how do educators actually maintain that control? Well, they can use the guide framework. Think of it as a coach for the AI's brain. If you want high-quality, reliable materials for your learners, you can't just type in a generic prompt. First, you define the goal. Then the user, their age, their background. You provide strict instructions and details regarding tone.
And finally, you give examples. Following this blueprint ensures the AI actually serves the educator effectively, producing tailored materials that work in a real classroom.
Which brings us to our final section: safe, inclusive, and ethical technology.
As we integrate these powerful tools, we really have to remain vigilant. AI has the potential to be a wonderfully inclusive educational tool, scaling support to people who might otherwise lack resources. But there's also a real risk of exacerbating the digital divide. To stop this from happening, we must ensure that our use of AI rigorously protects data privacy and avoids biases. By promoting digital literacy right alongside language learning, we guarantee that these applications remain accessible, truly leveling the playing field.
Ultimately, the core vision of Be-MigrAI comes down to this: technology only makes sense if it tangibly improves people's lives. We aren't just using innovation for the sake of it. We're leveraging it to support real educational, social, and labor market inclusion for migrants and refugees who are finding their footing in a new world.
Before we wrap up, it is highly important to note the incredible backing behind this initiative. Be-MigrAI is a project proudly co-funded by the European Union through the Erasmus Plus program, dedicated to building educational bridges for migrants through artificial intelligence.
And as part of that transparent funding, please note that this explainer is part of the Be-MigrAI project, co-funded by the European Union through the Erasmus Plus program. The views and opinions expressed here are solely those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect those of the European Union or the CPE National Agency. Neither the European Union nor the national agency can be held responsible for them.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought. The tools to bridge the gap are already here, but it requires human empathy to wield them correctly. Are you ready to explore the practical, safe, and responsible uses of AI in teaching and migrant inclusion? We invite you to follow the rest of this explainer series as we dive even deeper into exactly how educators and social workers can harness this amazing technology. Thanks for learning with me today.